Hi, everyone. Today we are going to be talking about VA appraisals and how to pass them by learning and working with your home inspector. Today we have Spike Clatterbuck here with, is it Silver Lining? Am I getting it right?
Silver scope.
Silver Scope. I'm sorry. I always want to call it Silver Lining. It should be, but Silver Scope. Spike has been doing home inspections here in the Prescott Verde Valley area for how many years now?
14, I think, going on 14. Yeah.
Oh, wow, wow. So he knows his stuff, guys. So this
Yes.
today, we are going to focus on how your home inspector is your advocate in regards to passing that VA appraisal. So that's what we're going to
Okay.
focus. And obviously, as an appraiser, you're going to look at everything. So we're only going to talk about a few things today because those are the most important parts of a VA appraisal. And if you don't pass your VA appraisal, you can't get your loan. And
Right.
we don't want to be sitting there knowing there are issues or should have known there were issues that were taken care of before the appraiser goes out there. So when I know one of the things that we look for is peeling paint. So tell
Okay.
me what that means. When you are an appraiser, the home inspector looking at houses and the surrounding buildings, what does that mean, peeling paint?
Peeling paint mostly means that it wasn't taken care of. It deferred maintenance, basically. Sometimes the rot is different than just peeling paint. I would say peeling paint is a cosmetic issue for the most part. And that's what their appraisers are looking for because it's super easy to visual and see.
So what might that look like if I was walking through a house as a potential buyer? What might I be looking for to know this could be an issue?
Basically, any exterior product or exterior siding that looks water damaged visually or peeling paint visually. Again, the appraiser's doing a they're not doing a full inspection like we would, so they're looking for very easily visual items. So if it doesn't look like it's painted nicely, then that's something that could come up.
Okay, okay. How about decks and outbuildings?
I mean, I just from my experience, again, the same thing, and then also obviously you might get into the termite issue, but visual water damage and visual paint peeling, that's going to be the first thing the appraiser is going to see right off the bat.
Okay. What if there is repair work that's been done, say on the fascia or the soffits and or railings, but they didn't paint it or restain it? Is that going to be an issue?
Yes, because then the opportunity for water damage, if it's not sealed, is just it's gonna compound. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So that would fall into the category of, in a sense, peeling paint. It just means missing paint.
Non-painted.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like it needs to be. And I actually had a property. It was a small manufactured home over here in Camp Verde. Well, actually, it was in Rimrock. And they put a steps up to the back door, but they didn't finish it. And the appraiser did call it out. And
Oh.
then they kind of painted it or stained it. And we looked at it. We're like, whoever went and did this did a half-assed job. And I can say that. And we like looked at that and went, that's not done. That's not done. So they literally had to have another person go out there. But even having that raw wood stained got called out by the appraiser. So,
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
So, I mean, obviously, it is they're looking for different items. Most of the items will come up on our inspection as well, but they are specifically looking for certain items, and that is one of them. Peeling paint, rotted wood, things of
Yeah.
that nature. Yeah. Visually, easily, like, I don't believe they're getting on the roof or in the attic, but
Oh
I don't
God,
know.
no. No, they're
Yeah.
not. They're not.
Okay.
And
Okay.
that's really an important piece to just define here is that You, as the home inspector, you climb under manufactured homes, you climb in basements if there is one, you're going to climb on the roof, you go in the attic, you're doing all those things that I, as the agent, won't do, the buyer's not going to do, the appraiser is not going to do. So those are parts of the whole inspection that makes what you do so important in the whole buying process. What the appraiser is looking at is the really obvious visual stuff,
Yes.
but
Yes.
it can still be overlooked and it can become an issue. So we want to make
Okay.
sure that we call those out during the
Yes.
inspection. The other one, another one that comes up a lot is not having flooring or not having, I want to say carpet or whatever that's torn. Tell me more
Oh,
what you're
okay.
looking for with that.
I mean, again, that's the same thing that it's visual. And if there's flooring missing, that's pretty obvious. that's
Yes,
that's
yes,
that's one thing. Obviously, like that's before you even get in there. Like, okay, there's no flooring in there. There's no way this appraisal will the lender will loan if there's no flooring.
right.
And then torn carpet would be, I guess, somewhat subjectable. Pet damage, fraying. But again, if it's visually obvious, then that would be something that you would want. And maybe, like you say, it's a VA loan up front. So, a couple of these items, pay attention or just make sure, hey, this might get caught by the appraiser. Although he's not getting into the nuts and bolts of the house, he's looking for the apparently visual items.
Correct, correct. And usually the reason that they call out like torn carpeting or torn flooring is because it's a trip hazard. And the one thing we always have to keep in mind when we're dealing with a VA loan and a VA, a veteran and or their family is that we want the veteran in a home that's livable, safe, and sound. So if it's not safe and it's not secure and it's not, they don't want somebody moving into a fixer upper. A lot of veterans
Yes.
are doing 100% VA loans, which means they probably don't have a lot of money for those kind of repairs. And that's just something that I'm glad that the government has that VA loan set up to protect our veterans, that they're not moving into a trashy house just
Yes.
so that they have a house. Another thing that comes up, and you mentioned it already, was the bugs, the termites. We have termites here. So talk about, I know you don't do the termite inspection, but you obviously are trained to look for it. So what would happen if termites are found? What are we looking
I
for?
mean, so again, there are different areas of potential termites. Like you said, Verde Valley, Phoenix, not they're more prevalent than northern Arizona. But the biggest thing is, and I'm not for real, I'm not real sure why the VA really are particular with termite, maybe because of the bad areas. But our
Mm,
area in particular isn't super particular. But when you do find some termite damage, they want it treated or repaired. So that is one thing they require is the VA loans,
right.
the termites to be handled if they find them.
So how do you notice or what do you look for when you're doing the home inspection for termites? Again, I know that you will notice that stuff and then we have
Yeah.
to have the official certified termite inspector come in, but
I mean,
no.
yeah, essentially it's earth to wood contact in our area. That is where you're seeing decks, outbuildings, anything that the earth is contacting wood is potential for subterranean termites. That would also be any kind of the siding too close to the dirt on a house, things of that nature. So that's what we're looking for. Again, I did some training in Phoenix. In our area, northern Arizona, you're mainly looking low for termites. In Phoenix, they can be low and high. They're getting a
Oh,
lot of drywood termites. So they're actually in houses looking up in attics more
oh,
for termites. Here in northern Arizona, I don't see very many termites. Like I always say, I've never seen a termite in a fascia board on the roof in
oh,
our area. But in
okay.
Phoenix, that's common. because they are drywood termites that would get in there.
Okay, cool. I did not know that. That's good to know. So we are in an area we only have to worry about the subterranean termites here in the Verde Valley, Prescott, quad
So
areas.
Verde, yeah, so Camp Verde and Verde, they do have a little more just because they're lower, a little lower in climate or elevation, is what I've noticed. So there
Oh,
is a little bit more activity, and then once you hit Black Canyon City and then down, that really ramps up. So I do believe it's somewhat elevation temperature related.
oh, okay. So being a little cooler up here helps us.
100%. I mean,
I love it.
Flagstaff as well, even you'd think, oh, the pine trees, and there's just not that much activity up there.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
That's good to know. Because termites can be a problem. And I do have I've obviously had termites show up in inspections and we've had to have it treated. The one thing that I want to just specify here is that if you're a veteran and you're looking to buy a house and the house does show termites in the inspection, it is the seller's responsibility to treat and take care of the termite situation and show proof that they've done this. Because no matter who buys that house, that has to be disclosed going forward. So they have to take care of it. It's not just specific to you as a veteran buying a property. So it's not specific to you.
Yes, and again, that's the same thing. It's the VA loans are very particular, and they want a clean termite report for that loan to be finalized.
Correct, correct.
Yes.
Another issue that comes up more often than I'd like are broken windows. Let's talk
Oh,
about broken windows because they will call those out in a heartbeat.
I mean, again, obvious. If there's a
You would think, but not always. They like keep the
but
curtain shut. I've missed it.
yeah.
I have
Oh,
missed
oh,
it
you've missed it.
personally. But the
But
home
if there's a
inspectors catch
broken window, you're also dealing with the safety hazard there.
it. Hmm. Right. Safety is an issue.
So obviously a broken window is you want to get fixed right away, but then if you do touch it or push on it, the glass, yeah, that so between the broken window just in general and then the safety hazard goes along with it, that would be again, that would be an automatic, if obviously like you said, accessibility, screens, there's all kinds of factors, but if the appraiser sees it, then we should be able to catch it.
Got it. Right, right, right. I think I'm trying to think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you did this inspection over in Spring Valley on the manufactured home with the detached garage and the uneven flooring in the garage.
Okay.
And they called
Okay.
that out. The home inspector called that out.
Oh, the appraiser, you mean?
I mean, the appraiser, I'm so sorry.
We
The
did. Well,
appraiser
we
called it out.
talked about that. We talked
We
about that. They would. Yeah.
exactly. And I was like, oh my gosh. So that was quite a challenge. We actually had to have, and this is on the buyer to resolve this issue, really, and how are we going to do this, is we actually had to have an engineer come out, look at it, evaluate the walls, and he wrote us a letter letting us know that the walls were not like officially attached, like it wasn't attached to the floor. There was another stem wall around it. And so he was able to say that that flooring, even though it was erupted more on one side, was safe and what the building was not going to fall down.
But
It was
again, that was super visual when you walk. Like they're not going and, like you said, catching something hidden. That was, I
no,
mean, obvious.
right, right. That was really obvious. A
But
triple.
so Tripper, yeah, so structurally they're looking for that too.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So the biggies that I always run across, and I'm so thankful for home inspectors in catching these things. And yes, you did call that uneven floor, I don't want to call it flooring, but the uneven concrete in that
Slab.
garage. Yeah, the slab. I think they poured it two separate times and we kind of, it was been there a very long time. They're like, I'm sure it wasn't even permitted or anything. I mean, that area is kind of, I call the wild, wild west. They just do what
And it
they
wasn't it wasn't part of the house structure. It was separate, detached.
correct, correct. And so, we knew there was an issue, but we were like, okay, how can we resolve this? It turned out to be quite a challenge, but we did get it resolved. And thankfully, like the things we've been talking about, peeling paint has to be, I mean, it's obvious. And I just want to let people know, when you see peeling paint, you drive around the neighborhoods, and it just drives me crazy now when I see peeling paint. It's like, take care of your house, paint it. The fascia here in Arizona, we have to be aware that certain sides of the house probably get more heat, more sun for hours of the day. So those might look worse. So even though your whole house may not have peeling paint, certain parts may.